Imagine opening your door to family who walk in like royalty, eat your food without asking, never say thank you, and then treat your home like it's their personal hotel. That was my life. Until my fiancé stepped in and served up the sweetest revenge I've ever seen. If you've ever felt taken advantage of by family or so-called friends, hit that like button and subscribe because this story is for you. Trust me, you'll be cheering by the end. I live in London, which means I've always been the target for family who want a free place to stay. My cousins in particular saw my flat as a free Airbnb. Back then, before my fiancé moved in, I'd cave every time. I'd pack a bag, head over to his place for a few nights, and let my cousins stay in mine. I convinced myself it wasn't that bad. I loved being with him anyway. But he saw what I didn't. He told me, "You're being taken advantage of." And he was right. The breaking point came during one visit that I will never forget. My cousin arrived with her 15-year-old son. Wanting to be a good host, I ordered takeout for us that first night. Not a cheap meal either. But did I get a thank you? Not even a nod of gratitude. The next day I went to grab some leftovers for lunch. Half of it was already gone. Fine, whatever, I ate what was left. That's when my cousin glared at me and hissed, "I was planning to have that for lunch." I froze. I felt like a thief in my own home. My jaw clenched so tightly it ached. But it didn't stop there. On their last night we went out to dinner. When the bill came, I thought maybe, just maybe, she would offer to cover it as a thank you. Instead, she pulled out her iPhone, tapped away on the calculator, and announced the exact cost of her and her son's meals. She paid down to the penny. Guess who got stuck with the rest of the bill plus the entire service charge? Me. By then I was furious. But the final straw came the next morning. Before they arrived, I had stocked my kitchen with snacks and breakfast items, figuring I'd use whatever was left the following week. But when they left, my cupboards were bare. They had raided everything. Not just unopened items but half-eaten groceries too. Bananas already turning brown. Half-empty bags of crisps. An open box of cereal. Even a half bottle of milk. Who does that? Who packs half-used food into their luggage and calls it normal? I stood in my own kitchen, staring at the stripped shelves, my anger sitting like a lump in my throat. I felt used. Disrespected. And worst of all, I let it happen. But everything changed when my fiancé moved in. He's not the type to put up with nonsense. So when my cousin messaged me again asking to stay, I told her there wasn't space anymore. 1 bedroom. No room. Simple. But she wasn't having it. She came back with an actual plan. She'd take the sofa, we'd move furniture around, and she'd squeeze in an airbed for her son. Before I could even reply, my fiancé stepped in. He sent her a perfectly polite response. A list of nearby hotels. And that's when I started to realize the power of boundaries. A little while later, my sister came to visit. Totally different experience. Her Airbnb fell through at the last minute, so I offered her the sofa. She was a delight. She bought me breakfast, laughed with me, treated my home like it was a gift. And when she left behind flowers in a vase with a handwritten thank you card. That's what gratitude looks like. Of course, word got back to my cousin. Within days she messaged again. "Since you let your sister stay, can me and my son come too?" Guess what she got? Another list of hotels. He tried one last trick. "What if it's just me? I'll leave my son at home. Just the sofa, I promise." My fiancé didn't even blink. He sent her the exact same list of hotels. And just like that, her free hotel shut down forever. The beauty of it all? I didn't have to fight. I didn't have to argue. I didn't even have to feel guilty. Watching her schemes fall apart against the unshakable wall of, "Here's a list of hotels," was the sweetest revenge I could have asked for. No more stolen food. No more unpaid bills. No more glares over leftovers. Just silence. And the knowledge that her freeloading days were officially over. Looking back now, I've learned something important. Being generous is wonderful. But boundaries are just as vital. Sometimes the best revenge isn't yelling or fighting back. It's simply closing the door on people who don't respect you. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, have you ever had family treat your home like a free hotel? And of course, subscribe to Sweet Revenge Tales for more stories that prove karma always finds a way.